I first got involved with the child soldiers when I was a student in Bukavu. That was in the middle of 1998 when the war broke. And as I was from Uvira and I was studying in Bukavu, where one of the biggest headquarters of the rebel group, RCD Goma, was controlling the South Kivu province, where I am from, where I was also attending the university. Some people and some parents in Uvira thought that I could be helpful by trying to meet with some commanders who were recruiting child soldiers in Uvira. I knew the phenomenon was ongoing since 1996 because that was the time when the first war broke into Eastern DRC. Actually, it started in Uvira, where I am from, and at that time, I saw many children, thousands of children, being recruited by all the parties which were in conflict. At that time now, parents, because they thought, since I speak Swahili, I was speaking French, kind of, a little bit educated. They saw that I could have that kind of sang-froid and, approach the commanders and talk to them, see how, the parent will get information about their children who have been recruited in Uvira, and hopefully get some children back home. So that's how I got involved and started trying to negotiate with the commanders of the rebel groups. Usually, child soldiers are those young boys and girls whose age is between 7 to 15 years old, who are being recruited by rebel group and used as combatants who will be fighting on the front lines. Typically, the basic ways of recruitment, happens. Usually it can be in the night or in the day. Some of the children are abducted into schools. Others are abducted when into their own homes. Others are abducted, in the way to the farm or to the river, or they are just found in many specific environment. And then when they are abducted like that, they are taken far away in those camps. Some of them also are recruited voluntarily. That means they themselves take the decision to join the malicious group. But that was also very common in the DRC, what they call former Zaire, because, with a very weak army, an army that was not equipped to protect people, and the civilians who were eager to defend themselves, to protect themselves, but they didn't have any weapons or any guns. So the only thing that they could use was, to encourage their children to go into fight. That was, the basic way, many children or young people who were voluntarily recruited, means they decided to go by their own, were actually went in that way. But also it was also not just boys, but also the girls. Girls were used as wives of the commanders and other soldiers. That is usually assimilated to the sexual slavery, where what these girls are kind of facing while recruited in the military camps. It's not clear whether these trainings will be for 1 month or 2 months only. It depends with the intensity of the fightings, but they'll get military trainings and other military practices, which can be for example, they will learn how to smoke, mostly to smoke marijuana and other uses of food drugs, and also others will they also learned how to kill. They have learned how to rape. They have learned how to cause violences. And some of them even were forced to go and cause violence in their own villages. And that actually makes their the reintegration. That means make harder to go back home, because it's not just easy where you killed people and you're gonna return there. That actually was one of the purpose to force these children go into fight. And a normal child soldier, psychologically, he's just a child.